Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how I bend reality by choosing me. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Another big video coming to you here from Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe. I want to talk about an early morning session. This is a new client who has been on the channel for a while. He said that he's been binge watching the channel and the videos for about 4 months. But he wanted to talk about the major changes that have happened in his life. And he said there were two particular areas that really resonated with him, that hit differently, a couple videos. And he couldn't remember the specific ones, but it was where I talk about that you're the chosen one. That it's you are choosing as source to be that person you want to be, to have the things that you want to have. It's not outside, it's not reality choosing you. It's not others choosing you. It's not others dictating what you can be, do, or have, right? This includes all areas, but he talked about two specific areas that recently, just in the last 6 weeks, that changed everything. One was he wanted to make a career change. He wasn't unhappy in his current job, but he wanted more. He wanted more money. He wanted more opportunity. He wanted more responsibility. But he decided that, you know what, and he had been looking, sending out his resume. Nothing was really materializing. He said, I'm just going to give that up. I'm going to just choose myself. And if I choose myself, those opportunities must unfold. And he did that in the job area. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And then the other area was with a girl that he's really good friends with, right? That he's been good friends with for maybe over a year now. But she's been with somebody, but not the same person. I think this has been, since they've been friends for about a year, she's been dating a few different guys. And currently she just broke up with a guy. But he didn't really want to, again, he wanted the idea that he chooses himself, so it's going to unfold. And so I guess one night they're out with friends, and they were talking. And she was asking him a lot of personal questions this time, getting really to know him. And then he asked, well, what about so-and-so? She goes, and I'll just call him Dave. I'm not with Dave anymore. She goes, but I thought you really liked him. She goes, yeah, he's okay, but really I want to be with you. I want to be with you. In other words, I choose you. This was the start now of them being together. It's a new relationship for him. But here in both cases, so that was with the ESP, but I want to be with you. In other words, I choose you. Right? Him moving into that idea that he's the chosen one. And that's his assumption now. Right? Remember, your assumptions create reality. And then a friend of a friend, right? He stopped beating the pavement with sending out his resumes and all those interviews that weren't going anywhere. And he just put it out there that I'm the chosen one. He went with that assumption. A friend of friends said, I have the perfect fit for you. And he says, it found me. In other words, it chose me. He said it found me. But in other words, what's he saying? It chose me. Right? That job found him because he's the chosen one. And now he's changing jobs. He's giving a proper notice to the current job and moving on. So here's what he says. I didn't get it when I first watched them. These are a few videos that I'm not sure which ones they were, and he didn't either. Videos about being the chosen one. I think if you Google by chosen one, or not Google search, Google search on the channel, you might find them. He goes, then it just hit me like a brick. And he was laughing. He goes, I love this, bending reality. It just hit him like a brick that's how you bend reality, by going to the assumption that you're always the chosen one, that there is no out there, that it's all you. So I want to unpack this like we never have before. He goes, yes, I'm the chosen one. That's one of the things he said when he first got on the session. And he goes, I just choose me instead of wanting and trying to be chosen. I stopped trying to bend the spoon. He was referring to that, I think everybody knows, in the Matrix, right? When it's remember, there is no spoon. So you're not bending the spoon. You're bending reality by assuming that person you want to be, by being the chosen one, right? So remember, there is no spoon. The spoon's you, and you are the spoon. There is no reality. It's all you're perceiving out there. He goes, I no longer need to be loved. I am love. I'm chosen. I stopped working on my self-concept. This was big. because that's really what he wanted to talk about. He was spending years working on thinking there's something wrong there. And he goes, from watching your videos, he goes, I realize it's not about changing, but choosing. That all self-concepts exist. All possibilities exist. But why not just be the chosen one? He goes, there's no one to choose. There's no one, oh yeah, and Neville Goddard, we talked about Neville Goddard. There's no one to change but self. Neville Goddard says that. But really, what does that really mean? It means there's no one to choose but self. Because you're not changing anything, you're choosing. Right? You're not creating anything, you're choosing. What version of you do you want to be? You're already that which you want to be, Neville Goddard, and your refusal to believe it is the only reason you do not see it. Or in other words, what's Neville saying here? In your refusal to choose it is the only reason you do not see it. Your refusal to acknowledge, to assume, to claim that you're the chosen one and that it is all working out for you. This is beautiful. So, and then in Scripture, it says in John 15:16, Jesus says, you did not choose me, but I chose you. So powerful. I chose you. Reality chooses you. Remember, when you choose you, that reality, you become that reality. You become the chosen one, right? You don't have to do anything. That I am chooses you, and you choose that I am. So, but I choose you and pointed you that you should go and bear fruit, that whatever you choose or ask the Father in my name, under the name means I am, the nature or who you are, he may give you. Whatever it is, whatever you choose, in other words, you're the chosen one, right? Remember, it's not others and circumstances choosing you, it's you choosing you. And then you become that choice. Do you hear it? In that moment, that assumption you claim, that reality, you become that reality, you become that choice. Because you choose, you ask, and it is given, right? I assume I am the chosen one and nothing else. This is what he says, right? Powerful, right? He really embodied these ideas. He goes, I assume that I'm the chosen one and nothing else. Reality bends to your assumption because you are reality. It must bend to your assumption. There is no spoon, right? There is no spoon. It's you as reality, bending, becoming that one, knowing you're the chosen one, knowing that you choose you. And when you choose you, then reality must bend to that state of being. It must bend to who you're conscious of being. Do not try and bend the spoon. That's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth. And when Neo asks, what's the truth? That the child says, there is no spoon. That's from the Matrix. That's powerful, right? This client stopped trying to bend the spoon because it's impossible to bend the spoon. There is no spoon. There's nothing outside of you. There's no out there. You bend yourself. You decide who you're going to be, and that will be reality, right? That must reflect it. That's the truth, right? There's no spoon. So your power to bend reality comes from your awareness and realization that there is no spoon. Hear this. That's the truth that the Matrix is pointing at, right? The power to bend reality comes from your awareness and realization that there's no spoon. Your perceiving is the one and only reality. These are some of the ideas we unpacked with his already powerful realizations, right? So he can really step it up. His perceiving himself as the chosen one. That whatever he chooses, he is that reality, that it must unfold, that 3D must bend to it, it was the key lesson here. Your perceiving is the one and only reality. There's no out there means there's no space, there's no time, there's no conditions, there's no specific person, there's no job or career move out there. To change, create, or influence, there's nothing out there, there's nothing to change, there's nothing to influence, there's nothing to create. There's nothing outside of you. The job, the SP, the conditions means it's all within you. There's no spoon. As the chosen one, you experience reality by what you assume, believe, and perceive. This is really what we got to unpack his ideas, to really solidify what he was talking about and what he realized. That as the chosen one, you experience reality by what you assume, believe, and perceive. There is nothing else outside of you, right? You can, and this is what Neville says, you can create nothing, but your assumption determines what portion of creation you will experience. Neville got it. Great way to capstone this lesson. You create nothing, but your assumption determines what portion of creation you will perceive. His assumption that he's the chosen one, that he chooses himself, that he doesn't wait for others to choose him because there are no others, there is no spoon, then that he must become that choice in the choosing of it, in the assuming of it, in the claiming of it. He's announcing reality. How I bend reality by choosing me. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for joining our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful. Thank you for visiting us and joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, and also for becoming a member of our membership channel. There's a link below if you want to join. There'll be more content coming out. Just yesterday or the day before, we released a video on the membership channel, a new video. I think it had to do with a specific person in this case. And there'll be more content in the live stream coming. With great love, with great light, and infinite gratitude, this is Tom Kearin with Be Something Wonderful coming to you from Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe. Until next time, creators.